Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. This is the third video of the cloud computing series, and today we are going to compare the leading cloud service providers based on different parameters and the tools that they provide. Towards the end of this video, we will leave with some key takeaways that would help you decide which cloud provider to choose and which ones to avoid for a certain use case. Fasten your seatbelts as we embark on this interesting journey. The last time we met, we discussed different types of cloud computing models to understand the bigger picture of cloud computing paradigm. If you haven't watched that video, here is the link and I'll post the same in the description of this video. Now coming to the cloud service providers, honestly, there are many of these. For example, AWS, Azure GCP, Alibaba Cloud, Oracle, IBM Cloud, Salesforce, and many more. But if you look at the Gartner's Magic Quadrant for strategic cloud platform services, you will notice that most of these are niche players. The leaders that stand out are sitting together in the top right corner. These are none but the very famous AWS, GCP, and Azure. All of these cloud service providers have a commanding lead in IaaS and PaaS offerings. The overall cloud market spend reached $73.5 billion in third quarter of 2023. Which is a 16% year-on-year growth according to Canalys. The top three cloud providers, AWS, Azure, and GCP, jointly grew by 20%. If we talk about their individual market shares, AWS grabs 31%, Azure 25%, and GCP 10% of the total market. Before we compare each of these in detail, here is a brief introduction of the leading cloud service providers. AWS is a cloud computing platform that manages hardware and infrastructure to reduce the expenses and complexity. Azure offers a variety of cloud computing services for building, testing, deploying, and monitoring apps in the cloud. Just like that, GCP also offers a variety of cloud computing services for deploying, building, testing, monitoring, scaling, and operating a cloud. Let's draw a comparison of these players based on different parameters. Number 1. Origin. AWS was introduced in 2010. It is supportive of open source concept. Its support packages vary from basic to advanced level. Azure, on the other hand, was introduced in 2010, 4 years after AWS. It has a bit tense relationship with the open source community, and its support packages are relatively of a lower quality. GCP came into the picture in 2011. Just like AWS, it also offers tightly linked, managed open source services. However, even the basic support package of GCP is quite expensive. Parameter number 2, regions and availability zones. Regions are geographical locations of the data centers, whereas availability zones are isolated data centers within a region. Talking about AWS, it is one of the first cloud providers and it had more time to build and expand their network. It has 102 AZs in 32 regions as we speak, and there are 15 more availability zones and 5 regions in pipeline. Azure covers even more locations around the world, but it has lesser number of AZs per region. As we speak, Azure has 113 AZs and 60 regions, whereas 51 AZs and 19 regions are under development. GCP also covers various locations around the world. It has 118 AZs and 39 regions. Parameter number 3, customers. AWS has largest number of high-profile and well-known clients including Netflix, Airbnb, Unilever, Samsung, BMW, Zynga, MI, Twitch, Twitter, Turning Broadcasting, BBC, and others. With time, Azure is also getting large number of high-profile customers as it boasts 80% of Fortune 500 companies, including Johnson Controls, HP, Honeywell, Fujifilm, Polycom, AT&T, Apple, Coca-Cola, Walmart, and others. Since GCP uses same infrastructure as YouTube and Google Search, many high-end enterprises trust GCP like HSBC, 20th Century Fox, PayPal, Bloomberg, Activision Blizzard, Target, Domino's, SpaceX, Airline Lufthansa, and others. Let's compare these cloud players based on the tools that they offer. Number 1. Service integration. Service integration means collection of tools and technologies that connects apps, systems, repositories, data, and processes interchange in real time. AWS makes it simple for users to combine different services like EC2, S3, Elastic Beanstalk, etc. Azure also allows customers to combine services like Azure VMs, Azure App Service, SQL databases, etc. GCP also makes it possible for users to combine services like Compute Engine, Cloud SQL, Cloud Storage, etc. Number 2. Compute. EC2 is primary compute service of AWS. It offers more than 200 instance types, provides support for high-performance computing, and runs operating systems like Linux and Windows. It also provides container services like Docker, Kubernetes, and its very own Fargate service which automates cluster and server management. Azure has virtual machines called VMs. It runs operating systems like Linux and Windows, offers better security, and provides Microsoft program integration. Unlike AWS, Azure uses VM scale sets. It provides support for Kubernetes and uses Docker Hub and Azure Container Registry for management. GCP has a smaller catalog of compute services, and its principal offering is Compute Engine. It offers predefined and custom machine types. It runs on operating systems like Windows and Linux. It runs on carbon-neutral infrastructure that consumes half the energy of traditional data centers. GCP also offers Kubernetes Engine for enterprises. It is worth noting that Google was significantly involved in Kubernetes project, providing extensive knowledge. Number 3. Databases. AWS offers RDS and Aurora as relational databases, DynamoDB as NoSQL database, Redshift as data warehouse, Elastic Cache as Elastic in-memory database, Neptune as graph database, and DMS for data migration. Azure offers Azure SQL Database Managed Instance for SQL Server and Azure SQL Database for MySQL, Postgres, and MariaDB. Its NoSQL offering is Cosmos DB. GCP's relational database offerings are Cloud SQL and Cloud Spanner that is built for mission-critical workloads. Its NoSQL offerings are GCP Bigtable and Firestore. Number 4. Storage. AWS offers S3 for object storage, EFS for file storage, and EBS for persistent block storage. Azure offers blob storage for REST-based object storage of unstructured data, queue storage for large volume workloads, file storage, and disk storage. On the other hand, GCP offers unified object storage called cloud storage. Number 5. Troubleshooting. For troubleshooting, AWS offers CloudTrail, Azure offers Azure Operational Insight, and GCP offers Stackdriver logging. Number 6. Logging and monitoring. For this purpose, AWS offers CloudWatch, Azure offers Azure Application Insights, and GCP offers Stackdriver monitoring. Number 7. Networking. For networking, AWS provides Virtual Private Cloud called VPC, Azure provides Azure Virtual Network called VNet, and GCP provides Cloud Virtual Network. And last but not the least, pricing and billing. All these providers charge on per second basis. The basic instance on AWS costs $69. On Azure, it costs $70, and on GCP, $52. AWS provides spot instances, reserved instances, dedicated hosts with multiple offers and discounts. Azure provides situational developer discounts and hybrid benefits up to 40% if the organization uses Microsoft software in the data centers. GCP offers sustained discounts if you use the instance for a month, and preemptive instance discounts just like AWS Spot instances. Whoa, now that was some comparison, and now you must be looking for some pointers why to choose a certain cloud provider. Here we go. You might want to choose AWS because it dominates in all service areas including configuration, monitoring, security, etc. It has better offerings, more open source tools integration, more enterprise-friendly services, and global reach. However, Azure on the other hand is more reliable when it comes to integration with Microsoft tools, whereas GCP has its expertise in DevOps tools. Now, before getting to a cloud service provider, there are certain things that you need to keep in mind. AWS is more difficult to use as it has overwhelming options of services And the cost management, it is not that great. Azure, on the other hand, has less efficient management tooling and it is less enterprise ready. On the other hand, GCP, since it is a late entrant in the market, it has obviously lesser number of features and services. From my personal experience, I can tell you that all situations are different, so there is no universal answer regarding which one cloud provider to choose in all scenarios. Your best bet is to conduct pilot projects with these cloud providers and evaluate ease of use, quality of documentation, variety of offerings, etc. I hope you have found this comparison useful and you'd be taking with you tons of information to process. If you liked it, your thumbs up would mean a lot to me and my channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can see more videos like this as they arrive on this channel. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye.